Well, hello everybody, this is DearMamaSal, and I just need to put a little explanation at the front of this particular video. The reason for it is close to the end, I actually was driving my car and I had reason to have to brake rather suddenly. When I did that, the camera fell off its positioning, and not a problem, I leaned forward, picked it up, put it back where it was meant to be, not realizing that it was upside down. So you're going to get to a point in this video where you're going to see me be quite normal and chatting away as I normally do in my vlogs, and then you're going to look up my nose for a little while, and then for some reason the picture you look at is, I'm not quite sure what it is. I think it might be an up-close look at my coat from the coloring of it. Anyway, whatever it is, there's not much to look at, but I made it a sort of a Facebook comment today to my viewers and said, what would you like me to do? Would you like me to just shorten the video by that much and just cut out what I was talking about at the time, or would you like me to leave it as it is? And the vote was that I should leave it as it is, because they know it's me and it's another doofus moment. I'm forever doing stupid things. And so in the hope that this makes many of you laugh, I'm leaving it as it is. Please understand, I love your sense of humor, that you would want me to leave it as it is. That warms my heart beyond all comparison. So this one, especially for you, for those of you who bothered to vote, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy it. It could ruin my reputation forever, but you know I don't really mind. Enjoy the video. Bye-bye.
Well, hello everybody, this is DearMamaSal, and it's Friday. 4 degrees Canadian and 38 American. I have to think about that. It was quite funny. There were a number of topics that I was thinking about for today. And one of them was when I was putting my makeup on, I was looking at this big drawer that I have in my bathroom that is for my makeup, and I was thinking about the fact that I actually use the sort of closest eighth of that drawer for the makeup I use every day, and that made me realize that probably 90% of what's in that drawer needs to go. And there was part of me that goes, should I just empty out the whole of that drawer and check how much of it is stuff I don't use? And then I thought, well, that's a great idea, but not this close to Christmas, no. So maybe it's something we do in the new year, is we'll have a look at identifying areas of need. Of course, in my house, that's everything, so it's easy for me to do. I know some of you are incredibly good about these things. I'm not, obviously. So I took that topic and threw it exactly where it belonged, which is in the garbage, and we'll visit that next year. Apparently, along with my Battle of the Bulge is my bulges and something else. But the good news is I'm still not smoking. Now let's just make sure that we've got the good news coming out here. And what I just did to myself in that moment was an attitude adjustment. I don't know if you heard, but I was beginning to start beating up on myself about my weight and about my drawers, the drawers in my bathroom not being clean or cleaned out, and I could feel myself actually pulling myself down. And so what I did was an attitude adjustment. Let me concentrate on something that I've done that is good, and that was, wow, nearly a year now of non-smoking. And I can forgive myself the others, because I honestly believe that the non-smoking is the more important of these issues. I give myself a big virtual hug here. That is the important one. Now, again, I'd love to tell you I feel a whole lot better. I don't really. I wish I could tell you that I do, but I don't. I wish that I could tell you that I'm breathing more easily, but I'm not. Or all the other things they tell you, things are going to happen, that apparently didn't happen in my case. I don't know why. What the heck? So, but the important thing is I can see that it was a major, major accomplishment, and I'm very proud of it. As I said, pride is a sin, but on this one I'm prepared to be proud. So let's talk about attitude adjustments, because we need to do that on a daily basis, sometimes an hourly basis, and sometimes minute by minute. Do you ever have days like that when you're going, I have to adjust my attitude almost by the minute some days? I know in my reality, and I don't know about yours, but in my reality, I am tired and getting stressed. Now, normally, of course, this would be balanced out by supposedly going out and having a quick cigarette to calm me down. Well, that's not going to happen this year, so here I am, tired and stressed. Now, why am I tired? I'm tired because I probably need more sleep than I'm getting at this time of year with this much stress going on. That's what I've identified. I probably do need more sleep. So last night, instead of doing the next thing I was going to do, I went to sleep at 10 to 11, which for me is unheard of. And slept pretty well. Still didn't function well this morning, but slept pretty well. And then, why am I stressed? Because I haven't finished my Christmas shopping, and I'm not really sure what I'm doing with it either. So that requires that I take a trip. That requires that I take a trip and do some shopping. So that will change my attitude, because it'll take a lot of stress off. Now, the other thing I'm stressed out about is somewhere in my life I have some gift cards that I bought, and I don't know what I did with them, which is really scary, because they added up to a lot of money. They're probably in my purse. I'm going to have to empty out my purse tonight and see if I can find them. But I just realized last night I bought them, but where are they? Very scary. I will find them, right? You keep telling me that. I will find them. Anyway, so here's hoping. So what is this about an attitude adjustment that we need to concentrate on? Well, we control what we think. And it's that voice in your head that actually determines how you feel about yourself and what sort of day you're going to have. Because if you spend your day beating up on yourself or feeling sorry for yourself, or whatever negative input you put into your mind, if you spend your day just sitting thinking about that, you're going to have a miserable day. It's just like, you're going to have a miserable day. There's no doubt about it. There is no way you can have a fun day if you spend your time inputting negatives. Now, if you spend your day achieving small achievements and being proud of your small achievements you'll have a very productive day. Very productive. And let me give an example of how the process works. I could have got up this morning and said to myself, which I did, it's Friday and I've still got to go to work, because you know I normally have Fridays off. Well, I'm choosing to go to work today. It's a choice. I'm choosing to go to make up the hours I lost because of being sick last week. So number one, it's a choice. I don't have to do it. Well, I do if I have integrity, because, you know, I've had my allowable amount of time off sick, and I do need to do two things. Number one is I need to put in some extra hours so that I can catch up with my work. But also, how grateful I am, by the way, of the fact that I work with a company that allows me to do that, to make up those hours and get paid for it. So I not only get to catch up, but I also get paid those hours that I missed out on. Now, I'm grateful for that. Does that make sense? So when I look at that, I get up going, oh God, I got to go to work. And then I go, oh, aren't I lucky? Aren't I lucky that I can? You know, aren't I lucky that I'm well enough to go to work? Aren't I lucky that I can go to work and pick up some extra money that I would have otherwise lost? So it's my choice whether I want to be miserable or whether I want to be happy. Let's put happier on there. That is my choice completely, and it all has to do with what I'm saying to myself. So let's have a look at the weather. It is a particularly soaked in, clouds on the ground, rainy Vancouver day today. It's the sort of day that my brother talks about. And when he talks about days like today, he asks, why does anybody live in British Columbia? Because literally we are soaked in almost to the ground, and it's raining. Not torrential rain, just consistent drizzle. I mean, you know what I mean? It's miserable weather if you want it to be. So I can sort of look at that and go, oh, how can I live here? You know, I could be living in the sun. And let me tell you why I live here. Because it's one of the best countries in the world to live in, proven. And I'm very grateful for all that Canada has to offer me. And so I'll put up with these nasty winter days, thank you very much indeed, and be very grateful that it's not white fluffy stuff that I've got to shovel off my driveway. I also want to be really grateful for the fact that on my side of the street there is no sidewalk. Yay! Which means even if the white fluffy stuff comes, I don't have to shovel my sidewalk. Yippee! So there are lots of things every day that I can, you know, really be grateful for. So that's how I cheer myself up. Now, am I overwhelmed at work? Yep, just a tad. And is it probably going to get a little bit worse any minute now because more and more people will be taking time off? Yep. And will I be able to control that? Nope. So I'm just going to keep doing the best I can each day. And be grateful for the fact that I have a job to go to. And one that basically allows me to do my own thing. And be grateful for the fact I don't have somebody hovering over my every move, which I think would drive me insane. So I'm very grateful for that too. And that's an attitude adjustment on a daily basis. So I wonder what it is that you need to have an attitude adjustment about. And maybe nothing. I got a real scare. When was it? Yesterday? No, night before last. I went to put up the vlog the night before last. And for some reason, I suddenly got a warning that they couldn't put this up. And normally my ads are linked, my vlogs are linked to ads. You know, in other words, I give them permission to put ads on them if they want to. And suddenly there was something wrong with that. And when I investigated what was going on, I saw a lot of other people were having that problem as well. And that sort of frightened me. I thought, I wonder what's gone wrong now with Google. Because, you know, it's been having a few problems. But then, luckily, when I got to work, I actually did a tweak from work. In other words, on a totally different computer. Came in from a sort of backdoor angle. And managed to get everything working again. So that was, phew. Because I want to tell you something, when you work on a day-to-day basis, which I do with Google, you know, every night I have a routine. I come home, I have my coffee, I upload from the camera to the computer, and whilst the upload's going in that direction, I will get up and go and start dinner, and then I will come back after dinner and start the edit. Or depending on what I'm doing for dinner, sometimes I can do the edit while I'm preparing dinner. Do the edits, do the quotes of the day, whatever it is. And then, you know, I have this routine of how I work during the week. And basically, it takes me all evening, one way and another, to do those edits and get the vlog up. And it's a routine. It doesn't make me very sociable, unfortunately, because it takes a lot of time. And you need to be there for quite a bit of it in order to make it all happen. So anyway, the idea of not being able to do that easily, or making that being even more difficult, was not pleasing me at all. So it was a great relief when suddenly I found that the tweak actually worked. And I wasn't going to have the problems that I'd been having. Phew. Attitude adjustment. So I'm looking at what do I need to do right now, this weekend, to get myself out of stress. Well, the first thing I would say is do some more shopping. That would be a good idea. But the trick is when. Because from my experience, it's when you go shopping that makes it stressful or not. Oh, another attitude adjustment. I'll get back to the shopping in a second, but I need to tell you this before I forget. I went to go and do something yesterday. Remember yesterday's vlog? I was busy telling you that my magic bullet is a major part of my day. I use it every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. Well, it didn't work yesterday. I think it's died. And in which case, that one hasn't lasted very long, maybe a year. As part of me, I just went, what? And then, of course, I was in the middle of trying to make soup for today when that happened. Because what I do is I make stews in bulk. And some of them I actually eat as stews, and some of them I blend into soups to take to work, depending on what I feel like. So, not having the magic bullet working yesterday was like a major problem, if I wanted it to be. And then I just took a deep breath and smiled and went, oh, thank goodness I've got a big one. I've got a big blender. So I put everything into the big blender and used that. Now, was it a pain because, it's more difficult to clean up and everything else? Yeah, sure. But be grateful for the fact I had a backup. Get it? That's an attitude adjustment. Be grateful for what you have got. All right, so shopping. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go shopping after work one day next week. Now, one place I'm going to go is to my stocking stuffer store. That's what I call it. And it's great fun because I just go to we've got a couple of really good dollar stores. Or at least dollar-like stores. And when I say dollar-like stores, you know what I mean? It's all pretty much stuff. But what I love about it, if you really look, you sometimes find some really great ideas, things that people are really grateful for. So what I'm going to do is to do one trip there. And going to do one trip there and get some of those stocking stuffer things, and then I'm going to go after work one day and go to another store and see if there's anything there I can't live without in terms of the bigger presents, not many, and then pick myself up a new magic bullet, because this is the time of year to buy one if you're going to buy one, because they're normally on sale at some ridiculous price. So that is what I will be doing. Now, if I can get those two things done by, say, Wednesday, then the stress is now only about wrapping what I've got and finding those gift cards that I bought. So if I can find the gift cards tonight, that'll be one thing off my stress list. I'm really lucky I don't have to do any major cooking for Christmas. Laurie and I are going to be on our own, so we've decided that we're going to just veg out and take it easy. Going to have a quiet Christmas. And Laurie's going to her people on Christmas Eve, and then we're going to have a pajama day on Christmas Day. So that should be fun. And then I'm off to the States on Boxing Day. That's the day after Christmas. We call that Boxing Day. And the company has decided not to open for the rest of the week, so that's great. I'm going to have some time there to visit my other friends. So I'm very excited about that. So, attitude adjustment for the day. Let's have a think about what's going on in your life. And I want you to be really aware today of each time the negative thoughts come into your mind. And remember, when they do, you and only you are responsible for changing those thoughts. You control whether you continue to think negative things or whether you start getting grateful. And I don't care how little you have to be grateful for, you need to be grateful. If you are busy watching these vlogs, then maybe you need to be grateful for having a PC or an Apple or an iPad or whatever it is, a tablet. Be grateful for that. Be grateful for today's technology. Be grateful for the fact that you can still afford to have them, because a lot of people can't. So And don't resent what you haven't got. Be grateful for the stuff you have. I'm having an attitude adjustment right now. The traffic suddenly stopped in a place where traffic doesn't normally stop. And I can see traffic lights that are green ahead of me. Why aren't we moving? Oh, we are. Yep, but not very fast. There is some problem up ahead. So I'm going to be very grateful for the fact that I left home a bit early today. Okay, so back to you. So what is it in your life that you are busy thinking negatively about? And I'm going to make you totally responsible for changing your day, if you choose to. And it was really interesting because what we do sometimes is blame other people for our own stuff. It's much easier to blame others. Well, I'd be happy if only so-and-so did so-and-so. Well, hello? That's blaming other people for your lack of happiness. It's not somebody else's job to make you happy. It is your job to make you happy. And how many of you got that completely wrong when you got married and thought it was your husband's job or your wife's job, to make you happy? Well, hello. That is not true. It's one of the most difficult lessons to learn in life. That if you're not making yourself happy, then you've got a problem. Now, there are others, of course, that went the other way and said, I can make myself happy, and decided to be unfaithful to their husband and wives. Well, yeah, that's making yourself happy. But, excuse me, where's the integrity in that? So, you got to know where your values are. You got to know what it is you will and will not do for the price of happiness, and then keep within those boundaries. I go back to this young man, 16-year-old, who got drunk, totally drunk. I'm sure in that moment he was pretty happy, or thought he was. And then he plowed down 4 people, killed 4 people. I'm sure he wasn't quite as happy. Except then I hear that what he told people was, don't worry, my family's got a lot of money, I'll get over this, this won't be a problem. And that is why they're saying that he was guilty of affluenza. He had never been taught consequences. And this morning I heard on the news about a young man in a hazing incident that died in a hazing, some sort of ritual at a university thing. When are we going to stop this? I hope we will, before some other innocent child gets killed. All right, this is DearMamaSal having a major attitude adjustment. I'm ready for work. Have a great day. Bye for now.